Definition of terms, we have 50 main topic here. In the main upper center, we have evidence, which is an indication of sign and testimony in support of conclusions. From the bottom center, it shows characteristic of official record, which represent three collective identity. Next, from the left side, we have data, document, information, record, knowledge, and authentic. Data represent as information in a formalized manner. For document, it's a medium through information. Whereas information itself is something that leads to knowledge, and knowledge itself derived from information and experience. For authentic, record should not be changed to maintain it accurately. Lastly, from the right side, we have values as official source of information, unique, permanent, record center, archive, archival repository, public record, and private records. For value as official source of information, it refers as record should have authority, whereas unique shows not to repeat in the same time at the same place. For permanent, it used as different version of record, whereas in the record center, it's about building designed for the low-cost storage. For archive, normally it will be preserved in an archival repository, whereas for archival repository itself, it's about building in which archive are be preserved. Lastly, we have two types of record, which is public record and private records. In the field of record management can be defined as practice of identifying, classifying, archiving, preserving, and destroying record. For filing, it refers an action of arranging record in predetermined sequence. For retrieval, it is the process of finding record or information, whereas record control shows a set of procedures that used to make filing. Besides that, we have four values of record. In addition, why record need to be managed is because it can improve productivity and cut costs. For goals of record management, it can ensure that record can be managed efficiently at low cost. Next, there are four categories that refers to information values of record. For record of life cycle concept, it contains 5 items in it, whereas the phases of record activity are to make record maintained. For record accessibility terminology, it contains active record, inactive record, and long-term record, while record transfer shows the perpetual transfer method and periodic transfer method. Furthermore, one of the reasons why record need to be managed is to improve productivity. Next, for goals of record management, it is to create the right information. Last but not least, record management program contain mail operation and falsification operations.
In managing current records, there are registry. Registry is responsible for managing the records. Function of registry, updated list of files to be destroyed. There are two types of registry, centralized and decentralized. Centralized is to control record staff, while decentralized have various units or division within department that have their own small registry unit. Components of registry, there are two components, mail room and file room. Mailroom is controlling and distributing of incoming mail or outgoing mail. Four elements in operating mailroom is planning, organizing, coordinating, and lastly budgeting. Next is correspondence receive, which is inward. Register, usually a volume in which regular entry of data is made. Correspondence dispatch, which is outward. Register date of dispatch. Function of file room, filing and finding. File format definition is file folder that keeps enclosure together. Giving files title, the term used known as keyword. Opening new files, relevant documents need to be filed. Closing file, not allow become tick. File operating pointer, do each days of filing of the files and papers. Lastly, file containers, label each row of cabinets and shelving, provide sufficient file guides. Alphabetic storage and retrieval. Alphabetic indexing rules. A rule is an established guide for action, while indexing rules is established guides that indicate the proper location of records. There are 7 indexing rules. First, order of filing unit. 2, minor words and symbols in business name. 3, punctuation and possessive. Single letters and abbreviation. Title and suffixes, prefixes, and lastly, numbers in business name. Next is examining alphabetic card. Cards used for storing information that is referenced often. Card filing also includes guide, tabs, caption, organization, and drawer labels. Furthermore, cross-reference. Cross-reference is an additional file entry index under one or more related heading or names. Next is alphabetic records management. Is a collection of letters, memorandums and related documents. Examining correspondence filing equipment. There are three: top access equipment, side access equipment and top or side access equipment. Next is examining correspondence filing supply by supply needed, guide, folder, label. Furthermore, receiving and filing corresponding. Receiving the correspondence by timestamp and release mark. Filing correspondence by inspecting and indexing. Lastly is selecting storage supplies and equipment by need, availability, cost. And lastly, storing other records by catalog and directories, large and good size records.
Topic 5 Subject Numeric and Geographic Storage and Retrieval. Firstly, numeric record management must have a unique number. Then, consecutive numbering method known as serial. Other than that, consecutive numeric filing procedure, which is inspecting, indexing, coding and cross-referencing, alphabetic sorting, numbering, coding, numbering, sorting and filing. Other than that, terminal digit and middle digit numbering methods that easy to remember number if they are separated by space, hyphen, period and slash mark. To reduce memory load and improve accuracy, method use are middle digit and terminal digit. Next, needs for geographic filing, storing and retrieving record in alphabetical order by location, dictionary arrangement, record in alphabetic which contain a single geographic unit, and encyclopedic arrangement of major geographic division plus one or more geographic. Then, geographic file index different from usual business address. Index is the guide to specific item contained within a larger body of information. Alphabetic index locates name to file address if not known, and master index complete listing of all filing segments in the filing system. There are two types of arrangement in subject matter in record management, which is dictionary arrangement and encyclopedic arrangement. Assigning subject under classification process, subject lists a full list of subject to be used as index. Only one person should be charged of assigning subject. Subject filing procedure similar to other type of filing. Lastly, subject code to cut short time to write long subject with subdivision. Topic 6 Record, Retention, Retrieval and Travel. The concept of appraisal is process of determining the value of records for further use, while disposition is action taken as the consequences of appraisal to remove record from active storage. Process of appraisal is form a departmental committee of appraisal and collect data and information about the record. Record classification is vital, important, useful, non-essential, and while record criteria is primary value and secondary value. Next actions of disposition is transfer to the record center, transfer to the archival unit, and transform into microfilm. Other than that, record accessibility is active records and inactive record. Record retention is record inventory and record series. Retention and destruction schedule is transferring inactive record to storage and destroying record with a short-term value. There are 5 steps to develop system record retrieval, which is requesting records and folders, charging out records and folders, cancelling charge out for written records, following up borrower record and receiving records. Next, manual charge out and follow up requesting records and folder include name or code or record, date, name of borrower and department, checkout date and due date for returning the records. Charge out records and folders include out guide, requisition sheet, out folder and carrier folder. In addition, electronic record using barcode charge out, file tracker, record transfer, box and labels, equipment, and lastly, record center is central repository where an organization can store and manage record. There are 2 types of record center, which is centralized and decentralized.
That's all from us. Thank you for watching.